Welcome to Detroit. Man, I love this city. But I represent that east side, the 48205, the red zone, one of the most notorious zip codes in the United States of America. I'm Champ Town, and this is the Itiszzz, where celebrities and legends of the hood eat good, drink good, and talk shit.
Yo. What's really good in your hood, in your house while you sitting on your couch? It is time for the Itiszzz, ladies and gentlemen. And to the left is the one and only Keisha.
What up, though? What up?
Yeah, you know, to the right, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. The hot ass Dr. Pepper shirt, man. Remember Cool J that Dr. Pepper commercial?
I'm a pepper too.
Yeah. Hot Mix Benjamin Quayton is in this building.
Oh, that's official. That was very official.
Yeah.
World Wide Web, what's happening? What up, though?
And the one that writes the songs faster than most. Hottest R&B album of last year.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to be some more fire like Dylan this year. None other than the one and only Kayla Unique.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Hey, Matthew Tyler. Hey.
What
up, Matt?
And always remember, you can go on all platforms, ladies and gentlemen, every one of those platforms, and get Kayla Unique or him, the album. So you can see why we say it was the hottest R&B album last year, and this year too.
So far?
Go check it out. Kayla Unique album is in everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere in the United States of America.
It's everywhere you are.
So what's going on with Hot Mix? They done changed the names of the Washington Redskins. There they go.
Commanders, yeah.
What the hell is this all about? The Washington Commanders.
It's trying to right a wrong that is going on. Native Americans referred to as Indians and Redskins and all that. So,
What about the Commander? Is that straight off a Star Wars new episode, or what is the Washington Commanders?
Hey, I think Boba Fett was checking for him last episode. Yeah.
So we heard of some craziness going on in the great state, my second home that I call Minneapolis, the Twin Cities. What's going on here with this? Did anyone hear about this?
Yes, not good. Minneapolis got problems, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that.
So it's a shooting of my man, and what?
In his home.
They didn't even knock.
Entered with the key, probably through management. And if I remember correctly, was it the wrong home?
Oh, man.
I don't recall.
I'll have to read this whole story because when they said they had the footage, I know I had to get in the right state of mind before.
It's hard. It's hard to watch.
You gotta like deal with this stuff in doses these days. You know what I'm saying?
You know, every time we get a break.
Yeah.
You know, bam, reality.
But once it said, here goes the footage, I was like, I didn't read much of the article. I just know things is happening in my second home, the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, and it just didn't. The headline didn't read right. You know?
And you know, we talked about it several times, man. I've always had a good experience out there. You know, I never had that racist vibe, but obviously we just be in the right places with the right people.
Oh yeah, it's terrible out there. I went to school out there.
Yeah, it's Minnesota nice.
Exactly. I was gonna say, let's not front. Let's tell the people the real. Not you.
You live there. I don't know.
Yeah, not you. It's not that. I'm just gonna be honest.
I'm a tourist.
Yeah. So you good. You all right. Stay that way. Don't get there. But the thing is, I love Minnesota. They got the old, you know, it's cold as hell. Ooh. And they got the best snow removal. They will tow your shit, but they will remove the snow and you can get to work, school, or wherever you go. That's fine. You can't never say, I got to call in because I can't go nowhere because they ain't plowed the streets. No. But the undertone racism,
it ain't even undertone.
Minnesota nice.
It is terrible. Now I'm just gonna speak on it. It's terrible.
It ain't undertone. Look.
It is though.
I wasn't it was.
Well, not.
Remember when I was in school and that lady?
I remember
that lady, the study teacher called my father up to the school like I was in trouble because she didn't like who I was hanging with.
And who were you hanging with, young lady?
The only person that was keeping me safe in the school from people trying to beat me up.
Another black female.
Somebody that looked like you, maybe.
Somebody that looked exactly like her and wasn't taking a
And
shit.
she was mad. Like, she put me in detention for it. Like, how you gonna put me in detention for hanging with somebody? Who are you?
But she's always had issues in the schools that she went to, even in Arizona. The damn they just didn't like her. She was too smart, you know, coming from this school system to from Minnesota school system to that school system. She could have graduated when she went to Arizona. But the teachers didn't like her. Like, it was this one in particular. He wanted to be the assistant principal. He was the math teacher or something like that. And
my first day I got there,
he
handed me all these papers. I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this.
Yeah,
he like, well, school started a month ago because it's so different on that side of the world.
Absolutely.
They're very advanced in their
They
studies.
start Arizona. No, I'm talking about Arizona. Arizona start school in August. They don't start in September. Maybe even a month before that, I think they start.
It's really early.
And I got there September thinking, the school system is the same as here. Everybody starts school in September. So I got there in September, and I'm like, well, I don't know this stuff, and he's giving me all this work I missed, and I'm like, well, I don't even know how to do it. I'm really I'm terrible at math. But he told me I should have thought about that before I moved.
Jokes by
he said my parents should have thought about me not knowing what I was doing on my schoolwork, and they should have thought about that before we moved.
Wow. Well, maybe if you hung in there and listened to those people in Arizona, you could have been a professional fighter in a brand new field that is sweeping the country right now, and I can see you winning in it.
Boy, no.
Wait a minute. Wait.
That's what it looked like.
Look at that. Take your shoes off for the fight. Look at that.
Hold up. They soft.
Look at that.
Soft like fucking.
Look at that. It's serious. It's serious. Look at that. Oh, look at that computer. Look. Oh.
Not the overhead two-handed pillow pound.
It's real, y'all.
No,
professional pillow fighting. Talk to me, Hot Mix.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. I was watching the pre-game and pre events at the Pro Bowl, and professional football players getting down playing some serious dodgeball.
Oh,
so, wait!
A boys club classic.
Wait!
There was some dodgeball going down. NFL players.
No.
AFC versus NFC.
No.
Playing some serious dodgeball. Kid you not. Yeah, so I'm not surprised. Pillow fights.
So what we doing, Mix? We gonna try this? Chicken chips.
I've been looking at those. They pop up on my page every now and then.
You know.
Whoa, is that say Hattie B's?
Yeah, that's famous.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can get your bag for 26 bones a bag.
No, that's got to be like several bags.
That's one bag.
No.
Chips.
It ain't nothing that's gonna turn my face off. There's some overpriced ass products.
No.
No, that look like it say $4. It say 8. It's 8 bags. Man, you don't read.
Man, all you saw was a bag at $26.
No. It's not.
That can't be
it's
right.
8 bags, and each one is like 3 something.
Okay.
You don't
now,
see
do
what
I
that say
have to
at the
have
bottom
all
there?
the
Don't
same?
read. He's
Do we have to have all the same flavor? Is Hattie B's the only
It look
one?
like it's this Nashville, man.
Well, it's Nashville hot chicken. Hattie B's is world famous for their hot chicken.
Mm.
Is it a Nashville?
Yeah, they fry it.
I mean, that thing looks that red.
Yeah, they take that the oil from the fryer, put a whole lot of sauce and pepper, and then they dip the chicken back in the. It's too greasy for me. It looks like I don't know if I'm ready. What's going on?
May I need to tell y'all because girl been working, okay? Today I, for the first time, made my own pasta. per our guest request. I just wanted to do something extra since this man right here, he didn't shape the industry. He's been involved in the industry. I ain't gonna say his name. I'm gonna let you do the honors. But what he likes is the arrabbiata pasta, right? Spicy. Yes. So I did my pasta. Y'all check this out from scratch.
What?
You can't check it.
What? Why? What's wrong with my shiitake mushrooms?
Yeah.
Here, hold on. I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing yet because I gotta fix my camera. This live TV. This ain't no pre-recorded stuff.
The lie.
This here is live. While that's coming, while my camera booming back up, I need to go ahead and take this pasta out.
Word.
Okay.
So yeah, she made the sauce from scratch. You know what I'm saying? I helped a little bit.
Nice.
All right, I didn't.
There you go. There you go, right there. That's from
fancy,
scratch.
Keisha.
Yeah,
You said that's
from scratch, but you can't rush me because I still gotta take this pasta
Oh
out.
no, I'm
take
just
your
looking
time.
at it.
Take
I'm
your
just
time.
looking at it.
Oh,
Be careful.
Yeah.
That look good in 4K. Live. You
So
can
the
see.
sauce
You can see the smoke.
is very delicious.
Oh.
So
man.
how spicy did you go?
When you taste it, you be like, oh, this regular sauce, and then it be like, psych.
Oh, okay.
What up,
Like,
though,
like,
Matthew?
like.
Matthew, I see you, boy. I see you over there,
But
Matthew.
it's delicious, though.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Hey,
The heat, you definitely get the heat.
the heat.
That's what's up. You know?
And you can look at it one more time. Look at
So-
my hot food. You know?
So don't eat it too fast. Like
Yeah. Had that bad
like a throat
experience with
situation.
some.
You know?
Yeah, that's some serious stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So then she has zucchini. Because pasta
Yeah.
isn't keto friendly.
No, I saw that.
And she got
if
zucchini
I
on
knew-
grills.
I would have brought you. I had me some heart of palm
Mm.
spaghetti.
Oh, the hot of palm.
I found some a different brand and it's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so we'll revisit it the next time.
And then I think she got some turkey meat and some Beyond. And pop.
Legendary.
Oh,
Everything's
she
legendary.
switched it up on me.
Everything's
I'm
legendary.
sorry.
We
Yeah.
got the legendary ground meat here today for the first time. The legendary ground meat. What you got going on, Keisha?
Okay, so see, this is the pasta. I worked hard for this, okay?
Sauce.
From scratch. The pasta sauce. That's that tomato sauce. Arrabbiata. Okay. So what I'm gonna do while I'm sitting here, this is the noodles. I did this by hand. Don't play with your girl. Your girl been working all day.
Homemade noodles.
Homemade noodles. And
Pasta. Not noodles.
Yeah. Damn.
Okay.
Pasta. We can't use. I can't use that. I'm trying to put the butter in here because it was he's vegan. Our guest, he's vegan. So this is no eggs. It's just flour, water, and olive oil.
Okay.
Right? And this is just the pasta sauce is tomatoes, thyme, bay leaf, garlic, a lot of garlic because he likes garlic. A lot of garlic and what I say, thyme and onions, red onions and olive oil.
So what did you do
And
for the
the gosh
heat?
doggone chili peppers because that's what the arrabbiata is about. Okay?
Okay, chili.
Yeah, the chili peppers. So
Okay.
it's got a little bite to it. It comes in at the end. So I had to do that a little early so the flavor can set in and it can hit you in the face. So then I have that's the pasta noodles.
Okay.
This right here is the everything legendary ground meat.
Okay.
And how I did that with everything legendary, you never have to put seasoning with it. So I just did the earth balance butter. So that's completely vegan.
Okay.
This right here for y'all, the meat lovers, this is turkey meat.
Okay.
Just ground turkey meat, and I seasoned the turkey meat, but I didn't put any onions or none of the extra stuff. Excuse me, just seasoning because all the onions and the peppers and all that stuff is in the sauce. And
Very
then
good.
on top of that, your girl did zucchini, the ribbon zucchini. So I'm going ahead and put this in here.
Well,
And then I'll be plating it up. And I had to do that. I recorded it so y'all can see me. Because I ain't believe that shit myself. I recorded it so y'all can see it. But I didn't have time to edit it because, I be trying to do everything right. I'm kind of like a perfectionist. So I was trying to do everything right. So anyway, that's what we're having.
So let's get to it. Because I want to introduce our guest right about now. This man here is responsible for selling over 100 million records. Woo! Listen to what I just said. This guy here is responsible for selling over 100 million records. This guy has the ear for pop. He has the ear for rock. He has the ear for R&B. But that's pretty impressive. But what's more impressive is the guy cares. Not only he don't care about the 100 million records sold and all the money made with that, he cares about making a difference in society. And most record execs, you would never see that from them. This guy is responsible for his own podcast, Wrongful Conviction, with my man, the one and only, the legendary Jason FLOM is in the building.
Wow. Thank you. What an introduction, man. Can we go on the road together? I'd like to have you out there. You and me, man. We'd make a great team.
Hey, I'm just a text away. You know that.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do this.
Yeah. How you been, man?
I've been good. Thank you. I'm look, I'm a little obviously concerned about the state of the country, but I'm trying to do everything I can to make a little bit of a difference, that I can make. So, or a bigger difference, I should say, as big of a difference as I can make. Come on, let's go. I usually do these things in the morning. I got to get.
Yeah. Well, man, you always got a place in my heart because during the time in the music industry, I just want to touch on the music industry just a little bit because you're way bigger than the music industry. But during the time, no one was really touching Detroit artists, and then you came along and signed Kid Rock, Uncle Cracker. So, you really got our team out there. So I want to give you much love for that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And Detroit, it's hard to think of another city that has had a bigger impact on music in general over the years. There's a lot of great cities for music. Memphis, obviously, Seattle, different times, different places, New York, LA. But Detroit, come on. And it's funny. I signed a band from Detroit many years ago that I thought was going to be huge called the Atomic Fireballs, but they just never connected. But, listen, we miss more than we make. It's kind of like baseball. If you're a hitter, nobody bats 500, but I certainly have had a lot of, and now Greta Van Fleet coming right out of Michigan,
Oh yeah.
I should really just move in. You got a spot for me in your garage, throw me a couch or whatever. Because
well, you like that grub, that's what you wanted, man. So we gonna make it what you like virtually. You know what I'm saying?
Guys are making me hungry over there. What the hell?
We suck on the vegan part. We're work in progress. Please don't judge us because I'm about to put this cheese on here. I would not be able to live in the house with this man if I didn't put cheese on everything.
Well, they got that good vegan cheese these days too. So we just have to,
We gotta work on it. We gotta work on that man right there. All right, so now I'm just plating it up. This is some don't look, because that's real turkey right here.
Okay.
This is not what he ordered.
This is not what, but I'm getting to it. You didn't want the pasta, so I had to improvise real quick. So this is I made that sauce, y'all. Oh my god.
So tell me why this is your favorite dish, the vegan version of it.
Oh, I don't know. I just, many years ago, I realized that I love animals more than I love food. And, it just came about because I spoil like everybody. I spoil the hell out of my dog. I wouldn't even hurt my dog's feelings. So, it just came to me that, I can't participate in eating something that had to endure years of torture just to end up on my plate. Just so I could enjoy it for 5 or 10 minutes when I could just as easily enjoy it. These days you got so many delicious options that it's crazy. You could eat a million different things that they're making now that taste just like the real thing. And soon they're going to be cloning all these things anyway, so you're going to be able to make like 1 million burgers out of one cow or 1 billion. And at that point, it'll be basically cruelty free. And then, all bets are off as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I don't want to hurt animals. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's respect. That's respect, man.
It's got nothing to do with anything else. It's not a health issue. Although it is healthier, and it's healthier for the planet too. Because at the end of the day, the planet is one of the biggest contributors to global warming and all the rest of it is animal agriculture, like factory farming and all that stuff. So, we can all reduce the amount of damage that we do by eating. And even if you do it once in a while, like I saw New York City just moved to 1 day a week. I think Fridays they're going to be giving kids in schools just vegetables, vegetables and salads and things like that.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So that's a game changer. Even that's what I say to everybody. Everybody, if you can do, that's what Paul McCartney's thing was, right? Like meatless Mondays. If you just do 1 day a week, the difference that it'll make for the planet is tremendous.
That's respect. That's respect. This is what I want to talk to you about, man, because this was a very unique situation. My daughter actually was reading up on this guy, and it touched her so much. She actually wrote a song about this guy, and she sent the song to him, and he loved it. So he said he wanted to come on the show on the power of her song, and I think you happen to know this guy who I'm talking about, my man Ronnie Long.
Oh, I definitely know Ronnie Long.
Let's talk about Ronnie Long, man.
Well, Ronnie Long, I mean, he was in prison for 44 years.
Damn, almost a little bit younger than my age.
Just narrowly escaped being executed for a rape that he had nothing to do with. Absolutely nothing to do with. It was a white woman who was the widow of a wealthy executive at one of the biggest employers in town. Yep. It was called Cannon Mills. And, they just railroaded him like they did back then. And, there were protests outside the courthouse. I mean, people in those days, they weren't like protesting. They were just like sort of milling around because I think they would have just, who knows? But the fact is, it shows you how little anything has really changed.
Right.
It was only luck that only a few months before Ronnie was convicted, North Carolina had abolished death penalty as a potential sentence for rape, because he damn sure would have got it. A black guy convicted of raping a wealthy white woman back then, it would have been curtains. But the way that they framed him is just out of control. And and of course that meant, I always say, that when you convict the wrong guy, the right guy remains free. The actual perpetrator remains free. It's crazy, like even if you don't care at all about sending an innocent guy to prison for the rest of his life, hopefully you would still care about getting the guy who did this horrible, don't get me wrong, it's a horrible crime. But, that guy was chilling,
Yeah. So you were very instrumental in helping push for the release of Ronnie Long.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't even realize how much of an influence we were having at the time. We put him on my podcast, Wrongful Conviction, while he was still in prison. And I encourage everyone who's listening now, like, go get your phone out right now, go to the podcast, wherever you listen, Apple, Spotify, whatever you got, and subscribe to this podcast, because the things that you can learn on this podcast could save the life of somebody you love. Because it's not just that we're telling the stories of people like Ronnie Long, we're actually influencing outcomes and helping people understand what to do if you're brought into an interrogation room, what to do if they tell you you're a witness to a crime, what to do if you're serving on a jury, what to do with your Miranda rights, all this stuff. And I'm on TikTok as well talking about this stuff. It's like, and I'm at It's Jason Flom, Itiszzz Jason Flom. And my mission is to help prevent the next Ronnie Long from ever seeing the inside of a prison cell. And it happens every day in courtrooms all over this country. And we need to work together to stop it. But first, you got to get educated. The easiest way to do that is listen to this podcast, Wrongful Conviction. It'll blow your mind.
Oh, yeah. I've heard pieces of episodes. Incredible. So my question to you is this, man. What do you think about this guy? Is he missed?
Well, I mean, he's definitely missed. I mean, look, I wish he would have done a whole lot more than he did. It's funny, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore when I met him right now. And by the way, the whole shirt says, let me show you the whole shirt. You can't see it in the picture. You can't see it here either, but it's I Met God. She's black. You know what I'm saying?
We got the exclusive. First people T-shirt.
Yeah.
You seen it first on the night.
That's so funny. So, yeah, he's definitely missed. I mean, look who came after him. You know, the worst, not only the worst president in history, but one of the worst human beings that's ever lived. Like, I mean,
45.
So, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, and look how far he dragged us down. It's incredible. He let all the white supremacist rats come running out of the cellar and just gave them like carte blanche. And it's really, it hurts my heart to see what that one person, you know, was able to, with a lot of help from his Republican cronies, but the amount of damage that he did is, you know, it's going to take, if we're lucky, it'll take generations to fix it. And if we're not lucky, it's going to be straight downhill from here.
Yeah.
Politics, it seems like it's a dangerous game when you're in the entertainment field. But, you know, it seemed like you didn't care. It's like you took a stand. Tell me about how you feel, you know, because a lot of people just, I don't want to say this, don't want to rock a boat, don't want to get them mad. Tell me, what's your mind process when you were like, you know what? This shit ain't right. Something got to be done.
I mean, my philosophy is pretty simple. I hate bullying. You know, I'm a guy who always roots for the underdog in sports, in any kind of situation. I'm the underdog guy. Right. And I grew up rooting for the Mets when they were the worst team in the history of baseball, you know. So, like, I mean, so that's my thing. And, you know, and I hate bullying, and I hate, you know, bullying in its most extreme form, you know, it takes the form of police brutality. It takes the form of, you know, these Republican politicians who basically are trying to, you know, wreak havoc on the lives of people who are already downtrodden, who, you know, they take people who really need a helping hand, who need a little lift up, and they try to squash them so that they can make their rich friends a little bit richer. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't like it. But if I can, you know, I'm going to do everything I can and of course in courtrooms, again, it's the same thing. When the government is taking a poor person, it's almost always poor people, right? Like Ronnie Long, and obviously affects people of color more than it affects, you know, white people. But you know, when it gets a hold of somebody like Ronnie Long, he never had a hope in hell. You know, I mean, he was picked up. He might as well have just been convicted right then and there, because you know the resources of the government when they want to do that are almost infinite, and you get a guy like him who can't afford a, you know, mount a real defense, and it's over before it starts. So again, what kind of bullying is that? It's as extreme as it gets.
Yeah. So with Trump, when he took office, now this is the interesting question I want to ask you, because you take your strong stance, and I know you being in the entertainment field, a lot of other people were loving 45. You know what I'm saying? So how did the politics and friendship with major celebrities that loved 45 with you go? Was it weird? Are you not talking to some people anymore? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've lost definitely severed relationships with people that anybody who is going to support that. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on this show.
Oh yeah, that piece of shit.
That anyone that wants to support that motherfucker can lose my number, because there's nothing to even debate. If you're that far gone, then we have nothing in common and nothing to talk about. I mean, and you know, these people that they drink this Kool-Aid, it's bizarre, right? They just like look at all these people down in Dallas waiting for John F. Kennedy to come back to life. You know, it's like look at these motherfuckers. It's like, I mean, so I can't, you know, I can't abide by any of that, and it's bizarre to me that anybody could. I mean, how that guy got one vote in 2020 is completely bizarre to me. But, this has been the Republican strategy for generations, right? Which is to make the American people as dumb as possible, right? And then they get Fox News that comes along and is like, yeah, we'll help, right? And so Fox News is like state-controlled media. It's like it's propaganda 24/7. And people that are watching that don't know they have no idea what's really going on. And they're being fed this steady stream of bullshit. And the next thing you know, they're buying into all these conspiracy theories, and they're dying of COVID because these people are telling them don't get vaccinated, and and they're, like I said, they're doing the craziest shit, storming the Capitol. How the fuck did they just storm the Capitol, right? I mean, imagine if that. By the way, if that was black people, you want to tell me there wouldn't have been one of them left alive, not one. The whole thing would have been like helicopters they would have been carpet bombing these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And, and by the way, I'm not sure that that's what they shouldn't have done. I think that's probably what they should have done. They should have brought in the National Guard, but we know Trump didn't want the National Guard. Yeah. And they should have just taken them out. You don't storm the Capitol. Let me tell you something. You don't storm the fucking Capitol. That's not what you do, okay?
It's an act of treason.
Yes, it was.
It was clearly an act of treason, and it should have been dealt with like that.
Yep.
And meanwhile, not one of these people has been sentenced to more than 5 years in prison yet. Not one.
Because he called them to that. He said, "Proud Boys, stand up." He told them to come, and they came. So he can't punish them because then he's going back on.
Yeah, but he's not in office anymore.
Yeah, they're in unison.
Somebody needs to take a stand on it because it clearly was an act of treason. And treason, last time I checked, was punishable by death.
Listen, if not for that one hero cop, I think his name was Eugene Goodman, right? If not for him, they were going down that hallway and they're about to murder a bunch of our senators and Congress people. Like this is some third world insanity right here in America. And everybody's like, and this week, the Republican Party issued a statement saying it was legitimate political discourse. What the fuck are they talking about? So this is not about Republicans and Democrats anymore. This is good versus evil. And I disagree with the Democrats on some stuff. And I know.
Talk your shit, because that's absolutely right.
And listen, I don't, I'm not a huge Biden fan. Kamala, I can't stomach her, not even for a second. But the fact is that, they're who we got.
Yeah. Yeah.
And compared to who we had before, they're like Jesus and Santa Claus mixed into one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so.
I definitely thought I was going to see more with the Biden administration. I thought I was going to see more. It's kind of like a few inches above 45.
No,
it's I mean, the way it feels out here, it's no drastic change to me.
Well, I think it's, he restored some sense of dignity to the office, which is good. And, he's an actual adult who makes adult decisions, but he needs to do the things he said he was going to do. He needs to legalize pot. He needs to, free everybody that's in on drug sentences. Yeah. He needs to end college debt. He needs to eliminate college debt. He needs to do these things that he promised to do. And he's not doing them.
That's my thing. It's just like they did all that stuff. Everybody was so happy because no one wanted Trump again. Got Biden in there. Oh, wow, they won. They holding hands on the stage. And then to me, it's like they just disappeared. Honest to God, it's like I don't know where they are. No, I know that they're around, but all of this campaign promise stuff, I just don't feel it. Like I should feel, like Michelle Obama, the first black first lady. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She came in with the grace and she did things. You know what I'm saying? She was present. She was out there. She was seen. But then you get Kamala. You know what I'm saying? She's the first black woman vice president. You understand what I'm saying? So you expect from Michelle for it to go higher because she's actually in the office. She's holding that title. And to me, I was so happy. But I don't see her. I just don't see her.
Yeah, Matthew said Joe should give us our reparations.
There's that too,
That yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, we could talk about this stuff all day. I mean, my main thing I want to, shout at the audience about is, again, back to the scourge of wrongful convictions and the problems in our criminal justice system, and just hoping that people will take action. And what I mean by that is, when you get called to serve on a jury, serve on a jury.
Exactly.
And when you go serve on that, and when you go serve on that jury, be woke. And that's exactly what I set out to do that podcast, Wrongful Conviction, to educate people. So when they get on the jury, just because some guy's up there saying, the prosecutor's saying this, that, the other thing, they got some witness who's incentivized, who's getting a deal. They got some guy up there who says, I'm a expert in bite mark analysis or some other junk science. We had a whole season called Wrongful Conviction Junk Science on the podcast. You can't, the whole thing is reasonable doubt, right? And you gotta let a guy go if you aren't absolutely certain. It says it in the Constitution, but that's not the way it works. Don't forget, judges are prosecutors. 80+% of judges are former prosecutors. Prosecutors have an agenda, which is that they want to get convictions. They don't necessarily need to get justice. They need to move up the ladder. In order to do that, they got to get convictions. So when you're up there, don't just buy into this bullshit that you're being fed. And, there's that great saying from the famous English jurist named William Blackstone, who said, it's better than 10 guilty men go free than that one innocent should suffer. And I think we have to start taking that approach. And also, by the way, there's also something called civil disobedience. I mean, if you get called in on a jury and some guy's in there for possession of drugs or whatever, and even he might be guilty, you don't have to vote guilty. You can say, I don't think that this should be a law. Therefore, I'm not voting to convict. And you have the power to save a motherfucker's life. So go get on that jury. And not only that, but vote. And when I say vote, everybody says, vote in the presidential election. I'm talking about vote in your local DA's race, vote in your local judge's race, right? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. And these people, if we don't hold them to account, they're going to keep doing exactly what they do. And it ain't going to get better. We need to have progressive people in these positions that aren't just going to lock everybody up just because that's what they've always done. Because it doesn't work. It doesn't increase public safety. It does nothing for our society to lock people up for these petty crimes or to lock people up because they can't post bail just because they're poor. It doesn't work. It doesn't help, and it doesn't make us safe. So, I think those are some of my main messages. One of the other things, and again, I put this on TikTok, and I'm at It's Jason FLOM on TikTok. I put a thing up about the Miranda rights. It's got like 1.6 million views already. And basically what I'm telling people is, if you get brought into the police station, and some of your listeners, this is going to happen, right? I mean, and you get brought in, they say, listen, we just want to talk to you. Ain't nothing serious. We think you might have witnessed whatever the hell it is. Or they say, we think you might have done something. The only thing, first of all, 85% of people waive their Miranda rights. Do not waive your Miranda rights under no circumstances. None. And second of all you're going to say is, tell them your name and I want a lawyer. Period. Shut the fuck up. Period. Because anything else you say is going to get you into a hole that none of us can get you out of. So that's it. And you could save yourself a world of trouble. So these are the type of messages I'm trying to get across. Again, listen to the podcast. There's so much wisdom on that thing, and so many amazing people like Ronnie Long. I've interviewed the Central Park Five, Amanda Knox, but now they're called the Exonerated Five. I've interviewed the most extraordinary people you can imagine on this podcast. And there they are, the Exonerated Five right there.
Yes.
What's your take on this? This had to be like ground. I mean, you being out in New York during this, and Trump in his early day with his comments about them. Like, what's your whole quick take on this whole situation?
Well, it's a very simple situation, right? I mean, this was the highest profile crime in New York City in a long time. And they just needed to get somebody. So they went and swept the park. They picked up, a bunch of kids. These weren't the only kids they picked up. And then they got all these kids to falsely confess. You say, well, I would never falsely confess to a crime. And that's another thing. Don't believe a confession if there isn't other evidence. because here's the thing: what they did to these kids. And by the way, of the DNA exonerations, there's been hundreds of DNA exonerations, right? Where people are absolutely, definitely, scientifically 100% innocent of the crime. 29% of those people confess to the crime they didn't commit. And you say, why? Well, because they can trick you into anything. They're allowed to lie in the interrogation room. They're allowed to even show you phony documents. They can tell you failed the lie detector test. They could tell you we got somebody, what they did with the Central Park Five, which is now the exonerated five. They told each of them that the other kids all said they did it. Yeah. So then they said, okay, now you got to say they did it. That way you could get off the hook. And then before you know it, these kids are 14 years old. Some of them were slapped around. They were hit. They were deprived of food and water and sleep. They had nobody to help them. No parents, no lawyers, no nothing. They would have confessed to killing Abraham Lincoln, these kids, after the time that they spent in that police station. You know what I mean? And so that's what happened. And meanwhile, the bad thing, I mean, among all the other terrible things, is they should have known, and they did know soon after the crime, that Matthias Reyes was the actual guy that did it. They knew it was one perpetrator. And while they were holding these 5 kids, the blood evidence came back and showed that it was one guy and that it wasn't any of these guys. So they knew that before the trial, they knew these kids could not have done it. But they went ahead anyway. Meanwhile, Matthias Reyes, just like I said before, Matthias Reyes remained free. And you know what he did? He went and raped 4 more women and killed one of them in front of her kids.
Amazing, man.
Okay, because the cops didn't do their job, because they were happy to just have, and the prosecutors too, it wasn't just the cops. Prosecutors, they were happy to have these 5 kids, these 5 kids of color. And Matthias Reyes eventually confessed because he met, you know why he did it, by the way, it's a crazy story. He met, I think, Raymond Santana in prison. After Raymond had been in for about 11 years. He met Raymond and he felt guilty. So finally, this guy, because he had finally been caught, and he felt guilty that this kid was serving time for him. So he finally confessed. And that's the only reason those kids are finally exonerated. And fortunately, they got compensated as well.
Do you keep in touch with those guys? Raymond and them?
Mostly I speak to Yusuf more than any of them.
Okay.
Raymond's living his best life. He's looking good, man. He looks like he's fit. You know, he's real fit. And
delicious. Yeah.
Yep. And who else do I talk to? I haven't seen the other guys in a minute. Kevin's the quiet one. He's usually stays out of the limelight. Mm-hmm. But I spent some time with Corey over the years. You know, really good. They're just good people. But I think what Yusuf is doing, Yusuf's on the board of the Innocence Project with me now, and he's doing just incredible things. He's incredible.
Oh, wow. Incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah. Something recently I saw you digging your hands into.
Yeah. That's Ralph Castell, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Ralph, this guy. Okay, you ready for this? Ralph Castell served almost 41 years for stealing $265 from a taco stand with a toy water pistol. Okay. It was a freaking toy. Like, I mean, and they called it aggravated robbery. The guy he robbed was like, aggravated robbery. He's like, I just thought it was ridiculous. You know, he says, I just didn't want to be bothered. You know, I just gave him the money because I was like tired and I didn't really want to hassle, you know, but he didn't hit anybody. He didn't hurt anybody. He stole $265 motherfucking dollars from a taco stand with a toy water pistol. He could have squirted water at the guy if he wanted to, but he didn't even do that. Wow. So, you know, I mean, but that's our system in America. That was his third strike, and he was out. You know.
So this is my question to you: when you go hard for a guy like this, and you got people saying, "Well, he still stole the shit. He still went in there, water gun or not." What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are it was $265, and nobody got hurt, and they should have given him. They should have gave him community service. And maybe some counseling, you know, and then kept it moving. You know, like there's no reason that guy should have gone to it. I don't even think he should have been seen the inside of a jail cell at all. Personally, I think that, you know, and he's a brilliant guy too. He could have contributed a lot to society. He did actually from inside the prison walls, but he could have contributed a lot more.
Man, and he did what, 30 or 40 years?
Over 40.
Oh my God.
Almost 41. Yeah.
Man.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I just want to know for the prosecutors, for the judges, for the cops that, okay, like in the exonerated 5. So we know all the people that did wrong. lied, that covered up. So what is your take on what should happen to them? Or have you even thought of a way of, you know, getting back at them and putting them in jail or fined or, you know, some type of punishment for those type of people?
Yeah, I mean, look, if I was in, you know, if I made the rules, it would be a lot different, you know, but as you know, they almost never get in trouble whatsoever for framing anybody. And isn't it crazy that in this country right now, the minute you get a progressive prosecutor who comes in and says, I'm going to try something different, I'm not going to lock everybody up, I'm going to try to divert them into programs that actually work, try to give them a second chance. A lot of these consider their background. They came from extremely terrible circumstances, whatever. As soon as you get somebody like that, they try to recall them. They try to, you know, knock them out. Whereas you never see a recall of any prosecutor who's been systematically framing people, systematically, you know, lying and cheating, and, you know, like this bitch Amy Wyrick in, I call her Amy Lyric in Memphis, right?
Yeah.
Who is one of the worst in the country. She's the one who just put that woman in prison for 6 years for registering to vote, for attempting to register to vote. Like, oh yeah, yep, Pamela Moses, man, 6 years. Wow. Guess what color she is?
I'm sure she's black. Purple.
Oh, you ding 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 ding. You're the winner.
Everything happens to us, and yet we get talking about it. Oh, stop crying, and oh, it ain't that bad, and all that stuff.
Keisha, just get over it.
Exactly, that's the shit that they say, and it's like until you've lived it, you know, and what can you say? Like it's the systematic fucking drive to put black. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Damn.
That is absolutely terrible. How? Like, what the fuck is going on in Memphis that she can't register to vote?
Good old Dixie.
By the way, she had the woman in this case, Pamela Moses, pled guilty to a felony in 2015 that caused her to never be able to vote again. But no one ever told her. And election officials never took her off the voter rolls. Here's a 2020 letter where they acknowledged their error. You could look at it on my Instagram at itsJasonFlom. There's a letter right here from the Shelby County Election Commission saying, you're good to go, Pamela. Knock yourself out. And the judge said that she must have tricked the Election Commission into sending her that letter.
Oh, my.
And sends her to 6 years. Now think about this. You know, there's only a handful of cases of voter fraud in the whole country, right? We know that nobody cheats on voting except for Republicans. And when you look at the Republicans who did get caught that voted in their dead mother's name and their dead, you know, wife's name, whatever, they're all white Republicans. They all got probation except for one got 3 days in jail, and they actually voted in the name of a dead relative who they knew was dead. It wasn't like they didn't know they was dead and somebody forgot to tell them. Right? I mean, and you can't do that, by the way, but they got nothing. And this woman got 6 fucking years in prison for attempting to register to vote.
But she had proof that they sent her this paperwork and this, that, and the other. But I guarantee you, they don't have proof of what they're accusing her of, tricking this person or this, that, and the other. They don't have proof.
It's all theory.
Yeah, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Go right now on my Instagram. You'll see it for yourself. It's ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. But anyway, I mean, this is the state of our country right now. And, you know, police in Minneapolis just busted in and killed that kid in his sleep.
Unbelievable.
And nothing changes. It's like, that's not even on the front page of the news. It's like, how is that not on the front page of the freaking news? They open the door with a key and shoot this kid sleeping on the couch. And everybody's like, we got to keep it moving, everybody. Let's keep it moving. 22-year-old kid, good-looking kid. I mean, never been in trouble in his life. And I mean, you know, here's the craziest fucking thing, right? And then, you know, I know we can't talk all night because I got to go walk the dog. But the fact is, how about the fact that this blows my mind, right? So about 14,000 people are murdered in the United States each year, according to the FBI. Okay. Now, the percentage of those people that are murdered by strangers is probably lower than you think. It's 9.9%, according to the FBI, which makes sense because most of the time when somebody gets murdered, it's because they're in a dispute with somebody that they know, right? Could be a romantic dispute, could be a business dispute, could be your neighbor's been, you know, playing the music too loud, whatever it is.
Right.
And so if 9.9% of 14,000, follow me on the math here, that's about 1,400 strangers get people, about 1,400 people get murdered by strangers in America, right? Again, you go look on the FBI website, you can find these numbers. Now, consider that police murder about 1,100 civilians a year. So if you're murdered by a stranger in America, the odds that that stranger is wearing a badge and carrying a gun is about 40%. You know?
That's a lot.
Fucked up, man. Doesn't work that's not like this in any other country. If you add up all the murders of civilians in Canada, England, France, Italy, Germany, Japan, Netherlands, Switzerland, Sweden, put them all together, you won't get to 100.
Man.
You know? No.
Man.
Come on, man. They don't that doesn't happen in these countries.
Yeah.
Canada had 36. Let me see. Police murder by country.
It's a little more responsibility involved.
Here we go. Police killings by country. Yeah, okay, let's see here. All right. This is going to be mind-blowing. Oh yeah, we're right up there. United States 1,099, Nigeria 841, El Salvador 609, Afghanistan 606, Pakistan 495. You won't find any Western countries on here, but then you can look at then when you look at the numbers in the Western countries, it's so low, it's incredible. France 26. Germany 11, Sweden 6, Australia 4, England 3 murders in England by police.
Just 3.
Yeah, Poland 2.
Wow.
Portugal 1, Hong Kong 1,
1.
Iceland and Denmark and Switzerland 0. 0. I mean, those are smaller countries, but still, you get the point. Even in Jamaica, 137. That's a pretty violent place.
Yeah, yeah. They try to get me.
So yeah, look at it this way. Look at it. Canada 36, France 26. Now we're up to 62. Germany 11. That's 73. Then throw in England is 75. Japan is 2. That's 77. That's a lot of people. You add up those countries. That's a lot more than America when you add them up together. And you add to 77 people killed by police. While in America, it's 1,100. It's really hard. Oh, this one. Oh, sorry. This statistic here says 933. So I exaggerate a little bit in America. 933 people.
Even still, that's just
South Africa, 436. Mexico, 371. Come on, man.
That's ridiculous now.
But you know what you notice?
That's crazy.
In those countries, say, Denmark, France, Germany, they have some form of free education, subsidized or free healthcare. The people are treated like human beings as opposed to there's this big disparity between wealth and whatnot on how you live,
color,
and your status, and things. So it makes a difference on how you're treated on what the outcome is.
Yeah.
If
you're treated inhumane, you're gonna act.
It certainly does make a huge difference. It's like, I mean, education is where it starts, and that's where we have to get back to. Is we have to start providing people with basic services. If you actually want to prevent, if you actually want to stop crime, if that's really the agenda, then you do things like fix the street lights, fix the education system, get the garbage off the streets, provide mental health services. None of the things Republicans don't want to do.
Big. Mental health is big.
Republicans don't want to do any of those things. None of them. They just want to increase the police budgets. Police and prisons cost $277 billion a year in America. In New York City, guess how much it costs to keep a motherfucker in Rikers Island per year in New York City? Rikers Island, one of the most dangerous jails in America. In other words, how much? 60?
60.
Anybody else want to make a guess?
I was gonna say about 45.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna say 15.
No.
Okay, it costs $565,000 a year to keep a motherfucker in Rikers Island.
What?
You could put him in a suite on the Ritz-Carlton on Central Park South for less money than that. Okay. And by the way, per person, yeah. And look on my Instagram, I posted it. That's from the New York City Comptroller. That's not from me. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, $565,000. We know what we could do with that money. How many kids could we take out of poverty with that? How many kids could we feed? How many? You know.
Damn near save the world almost. That's a lot.
That doesn't make sense. I understand that they're getting money, but I'm sure that they're not like
when the prison systems went private, everything just got out of hand.
Yeah.
Well,
it's too much money being made now.
It's a business.
It's a big business.
It's a business.
Yeah.
Let's get them in here. We get this money.
Oh yeah.
But we treat them, like the trash we think they are, and we'll sit back fat and rich.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is. So listen, I got my dog barking like he needs to go out, so I'm gonna have to jump in a couple of minutes here. But anything else you guys want to talk about before I go?
I'm just happy you're here.
We appreciate you coming. Yeah. And speaking of dogs.
Oh, there's my other dog, Lulu. Yeah, that's Lulu. That's the bulldog, and that's the book that I wrote with my daughter. Lulu is a rhinoceros. And yeah. Anybody who's listening, it's a book about tolerance and acceptance and individuality, and it's had a really positive effect on a lot of kids. So if you got a little one like age, 1 to 9, go on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you like to buy books. Get yourself a copy of Lulu is a Rhinoceros. If you don't like it, send it back to me. I'll send you money back. How about that?
Oh, God.
Well, I don't even know. Can I say that? I guess I can say that. Why not?
Yeah. Say whatever you want here. Yeah. One more thing, man, before you go. What I found very interesting on your Instagram this week was your take on octopus.
Yeah, I mean, I just read that. It's not my take. I just thought it was fascinating because octopuses are, to me, I mean, they're the most incredible creatures. And I saw that movie, My Octopus Teacher, and I guarantee you I'll never eat an octopus again either. I mean, it's like they're so intelligent. It's incredible.
And so the philosophy is they might have fall down from space. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea if this is true, but it's at least it's published in a scientific journal,
right?
And I can tell you what it says. Really, really interesting. So
I thought it was interesting.
Octopuses could be aliens from another planet, according to a paper published in the scientific journal Progress in Biophysics and Molecular Biology. A team of 33 authors led by Australian molecular immunologist Edward J. Steele said that octopuses and squid may have arrived on the planet by falling from space. I mean, look, they are such, a lot of people think they are alien creatures. They have 8 brains. They can do things. I mean, think about an octopus.
Limbs.
And it can instantly transform itself into anything it wants, right? It can instantly transform itself to match the exact environment that's how it doesn't have any other defenses. It's had to live, and they taste. The fish love the way they taste, so the only defense it has is camouflage. So they can camouflage themselves instantly. They can make them look like a rock. They can make themselves look like a plant. They change their shape and their color instantly to whatever they want, whenever they want to. Try to tell me they're not aliens now. What the fuck? And they're so smart. Watch that movie, My Octopus Teacher. It'll blow your mind. And I got to go deal with Freddie Mercury, the Pitbull. But definitely check me out on social media at It's Jason FLOM.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming, man. We really appreciate you coming here, man, today.
No, thanks for letting me talk to your audience. I appreciate everybody. And I'm going to go get this doggy outside, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, all right, we're gonna talk in about a week or so. Let's talk, man. Let's catch up.
Sounds good. Holler at me anytime.
All right, Jason FLOM, ladies and gentlemen. That's great. You're great. Thank you for everything you do, man. That was great.
He's such an interesting
that was great. Yeah.
I was looking up his TikTok and Instagram.
He talks about him throughout the years. Jason FLOM, just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I know him, but today.
Yeah. Now you know.
It's more insightful
Side
into
note.
the mind of Jason FLOM.
Side note, I know that spaghetti was.
Yeah.
That sauce was like.
I had the sauce.
It's the sauce.
Yeah, it's the sauce.
Oh, feel good.
I like the damn noodles.
I will.
The damn pasta homemade.
Yeah, it's real.
Who are you, Yoda?
Delicious.
Mm.
We appreciate it. That was
So,
a nice meal. Y'all gotta taste.
He hit on some big things we talk about.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
Midterm.
Especially
Oh
you.
yeah,
I
that's
tell it right. The local level
Mhm.
is where change starts.
Mhm.
Because presidential elections and all that, it don't trickle down that fast.
Right.
You need to be, like you say, be woke, be aware. And also, he hit on something that I wanted to chime in, but I just thought about it. Don't be so fast to take a plea
Mm-hmm.
when they got you in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Don't believe everything they tell you. He made some very good points, man. You know, and a lot of them are they all know each other.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
Look at power.
all the lawyers, judges, they all run in the same circles.
And
Deals are made.
Depends on what favor is due that week.
Exactly.
Your life
Or how
your
they're
life can
feeling
rely on
that
favor.
day.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
brothers, beware, be mindful. You know, and the jury duty thing. I've been guilty of it. I've probably not gone as much as I should.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't get the notices.
Although they kick me off normally, but
yes.
I
went
yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm sure they kick you off.
Yeah, but you will never get a jury of your peers if we don't go. If we don't show up, the chances of you having a jury of your peers when you looking at that time, slim to none. So
you could help be that change.
Be the change, exactly. Yeah, that's real.
By being there, but when you get there, you can't be the change if you just sit there and just do what they tell you to do. You have to stand up and know what you're talking about. And understand the case that is before you. Don't lie. Wake up, pay attention.
Yes.
Know what you're doing and don't be afraid.
Don't go for the free lunch.
Yeah, exactly. Or the $5. Is it $5?
It might. I hope it's more than that now.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And another thing he was talking about is that 5150 shit. The crazy people. Because I'm learning now that crazy people have benefits. They have extra benefits that normal people don't have.
Ma'am, yes, they get a check. They get
we
a
check. We don't want to call them crazy.
No, they're crazy. I'm talking
about
people that take pills to calm them. Not just not bipolar, not.
Well, I mean, it's all some form of
crazy.
Mental illness.
It's crazy. There's mental illness. That's what you're not understanding. There's mental illness, and then there's crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mental illness can be dealt with. The proper medications and going to speak to people or talking to your doctor, getting the right combination that works for you, that's mental illness, and you're dealing with it. But when you getting the medication and you don't take it, and you're just when you take it and you still mental, that's crazy.
That means that they need to work on treating you better. You need better treatment.
Yeah, I understand, but my point is even beyond that. Those people, when they're in the system and law enforcement and everybody knows that they fucking crazy, they get treated different than the people that have not been diagnosed with an illness mentally. You get what I'm saying? And that is unfair. Everyone should be held accountable, whether they're crazy or they're not. Get them some help. That's just my point.
Okay. We can agree to disagree on that.
But what do you say to that? You telling me that a crazy person that does things that they know they're crazy, they work around their crazy to do things where people be like, oh, it's something wrong with them. Oh, no, it's something wrong with them. And they understand what they're doing. They're getting the medication, they're selling it, or they're taking it, or whatever they're doing. But if you call a cop if you trying to get some help in you know, because this crazy person is whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one speaks to
well,
them. They're crazy.
There's levels to it, and like I said, you know, what it boils down to, you have a lot of people that's playing the system for the check.
Yeah.
For the check.
You know, they're involved with some, you know, and I don't know.
For the check and the SERP sales.
Yeah. So, you know, depending on what you're doing, you know, hey, is what it is. But there should be things in place.
Yes. Definitely. Because you had your local police, they're afraid of the crazy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Okay, I see you looking at your watch. I know,
I'm not scared of the crazy.
I know what that means, but I swear to God, I'm not even being funny. All I'm saying is everyone should be held accountable for what they do, whether they're sane, insane, or whoa.
Just wanted to let everybody know that Milli Vanilli have made their announcement that they will be pulling someone else's music off of Spotify.
Huh?
Okay.
You're terrible. Because one of those people is deceased, and you're putting that up there because you just saw this shit on the internet.
This is why I put it up there. We talking about Spotify with your boy right here.
Oh, fuck Joe.
Joe. Have you heard? Nothing. What you think? You got nothing?
Well, I mean, I want to big ups to India Irie. Put him on blast. Everybody wanted to downplay what she was saying. Who's listening to her music? It doesn't matter who's listening to her music. She had a reason. It's her music. She can do what she wants to with her product.
Absolutely.
She pulled it, and that was the reason that she pulled it. Now all of a sudden, everybody's changed their views.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't know. Well,
she did.
Now you know.
Yeah, she did.
If you know, you know.
And you got to give India Irie full love. And
that's where I'm at. And I know that I was actually, to be honest with you, surprised that my statements were picked up because I thought people weren't really going to listen to me because that's what I'm used to from the industry. But I'm glad that I am being heard, and for that reason, I want to clarify my statements. Again, this is why. Watch this.
Like, you know, the nigger thing. Yes. Saying the word nigger. You've already said nigger. D is just like nigger. Saying nigger. She's calling you a nigger. It's like this boy that he's a nigger and starts calling them niggers. Word nigger. There should be a word like nigger, especially word nigger. That's our nigger. About niggers. He says nigger. Guy, a nigger. And then our niggers start saying nigger. Allowed to use the word nigger. Without the word nigger, see nigger, word nigger. Say nigger, and you couldn't say nigger. What's nigger?
I have something to say. Because you know what's really gonna be messed up? Now you played this, we will be penalized for what that man said.
Well,
they will
it's been all over the internet.
Let me tell you, because
we're
black.
The Facebook police.
We're black, right?
Bombed over by them.
And so what's going to happen is we're going to be penalized.
Mark is coming for you.
And that's fucked up.
Mark Zuckerberg is coming for you.
That's really fucked up, and that's that fucked up state of the world.
That's a new shirt.
Come on, man.
For him, don't say neither one of them.
I just don't understand.
He was saying all 6 letters.
But this dude was talking about because he was dropped. He was saying
all the letters.
But he was dropped off in a black neighborhood, and he was trying to give this whole story. He was talking about, because this person, the Uber driver would have dropped him in a black neighborhood. Talking about this Planet of the Apes, or we're in Africa.
Yeah.
He clearly has a problem with black people.
Joe is Joe. People are finally seeing him for who he is. You got a lot of people, you'll see who they are. Just give them time.
Dog.
Just give them time. They'll show you who they truly are. That's all you got to do. Those people that are real are going to be real. Those that are who they are, you know, it always comes. Truth
They're going to act accordingly.
Truth always comes to light. It may take a while.
That's what I was saying on Divorce Court. Hot Mix.
This has been an incredible show here today.
Man, it was awesome.
Wait a minute.
Jason FLOM was incredible.
But why y'all changing the subject?
What's your thoughts, Caleb?
It's very informative. I'm definitely gonna add the podcast.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. I don't even. Ironically, I don't listen to anybody's podcast but ours. But I'm gonna listen to that one.
You don't listen. Oh, I was about to go there. I don't even want to go there.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm definitely gonna listen to it. They got all that information on there. I'm gonna need that. Yeah.
Because somebody was talking about.
I'm gonna listen to the podcast. It's gonna be very amazing. But yeah, he seemed like a real down to earth, cool individual. I like what he's doing.
I love what he's doing.
He real woke for real.
Yeah. Oh man.
He's super interesting.
Yeah.
And
he
that
speaks
shirt,
truth. He speaks the truth.
That shirt was the truth.
I just can't imagine what he go through for riding for so many black people. Like he gotta get major.
Honestly, I'm gonna say something to you.
I don't think
he don't give two fucks. You know why? Because it's a right and it's a wrong. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's hard for people to fight with you when you're pointing out the truth.
Yeah.
And you've got facts.
You can't fight facts.
You can't fight facts. You can't fight what's there in DNA. You can't fight what's on camera. You can't fight any of that. And that's what he's doing. So I love what he's doing, man. It's beautiful.
Respect.
You can't
40 years of your life gone. Because people neglected to do their job. That's insane.
Neglected or chose
not to. Or chose to do something that benefit them instead of the right thing. So
like Spike Lee said, you got to do the right
thing. Because I think that girl with Tariq, I can't remember her name. That was terrible what she did to Lauren. And she killed that girl. She killed her.
What if it's people that was watching that and didn't know that?
Well,
what is she doing? I have no idea what she's
talking about power, but I'm sorry.
I don't watch it.
Tariq, I'm trying to tell y'all that dude, I just could not stand him.
If you'd like to tune in to some real television,
stand him.
February 22nd.
Let's go.
Snowfall.
All right.
Is back.
All right, Franklin.
Y'all
Franklin. And don't do that. Tariq stepped up. Everything that I didn't like about Tariq, and when he killed his dad, all that stuff, that little crybaby stuff that I thought, he stepped up and carried Power Book. I'm just saying, he did. And then guess what? Tommy ass came out with his shit. Yeah, we watched him at midnight. He came out with his shit. Tommy, Joe.
Okay.
What's his name?
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah.
Sephora. Joseph Sephora. Yeah, I'm trying to tell y'all Tommy. That's what I know. I know Tommy.
Okay. Good deal.
He the shit.
So what happens every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays?
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is Wax, Tax, and Trade.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. And gotta let y'all know to get that trap sauce. And we are powered by StreamYard.
Almost. I hear your baby. Your little baby.
I also want to say, everybody say happy birthday to Trav. His birthday.
Yeah.
Check that trap sauce.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Do we have to sing for Trap?
We gotta do a trap sauce special.
Listen.
Just eat everything with trap sauce the whole episode.
You do that every day though.
Yeah. We gonna do a trap sauce.
Shit. We did shots. How about that? Happy birthday to you.
Check it.
Happy birthday to you.
Trap sauce.
Happy birthday, dear Trap. Trap sauce.
Check it.
Trap.
Happy birthday to you.
And we're going to have us a Super Bowl special here. It's either going to be Saturday or it's going to be Sunday a few hours before the Super Bowl. But it's going to be very interesting because there's going to be some very interesting point of views because we're going to get to the bottom of this
interesting
Detroit Rams shit.
Look here, man.
I'm his face.
All I got to say, shout out to Matt Stafford.
We shouted him out?
Hell yeah, I'm shouting him out.
Oh, you going to shout him out? Oh, so you will wear the Detroit Rams shirt?
Not really.
Okay.
But
you're not opposed to it.
I'm not opposed to it.
I am.
He was a lion. They didn't provide him with what he needed. But, it was a big discussion on Facebook. A few people chimed in. If you look at, they gave him the opportunity. We can do a whole show on this.
Oh, it's coming.
No, I want to know.
To walk away. They gave him the opportunity to walk away and go to another team. They did not give that opportunity to the greatest running back to ever carry the ball.
Barry Sanders.
They didn't give that opportunity to one of the greatest wide receivers.
Megatron.
So is this white privilege prevailing again?
I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely something.
But either way, you stand behind Stafford.
I stand behind him getting out of there. Boy, he could have been a team player and said, "Oh no, I'm gonna ride it out." He knew it was time to go.
13 years is a long time.
That's a long time of your life.
Everybody
here knows. Hold on.
Talking.
Everybody here knows what I said. I've been saying this forever. You can't get time back.
Nope, you can't.
Time won't give me time.
The words of the guy, he's highly wisdom. He has a lot of wisdom, is what I'm trying to say. Highly wisdom, that is not a thing. He has a lot of wisdom, and he always say, once you blow somebody's brains out, you can't put them back in. So is that kind of like the same thing?
Similar principle, not as extreme.
Not as extreme.
Not as extreme, but I understand your concept.
Shout out, AP.
Certain things you can't undo.
Certain things you can't undo.
You know.
In time, you just can't get that.
Can't get it back.
And time won't.
So shout out to Matt Stafford.
Super Bowl special next week. We're gonna get to the bottom.
I hope he wins.
Of the Detroit Rams.
What his wife feel like? Because he married to the Ford's daughter.
I don't think she's a daughter.
Granddaughter.
She has family.
It's a marriage, something.
Convenient marriage, like some setup shit.
Nah, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that serious. I just think it was coincidence. Because I think there's some Fords. What's the other company? Is it Firestone, Goodyear? Mm-hmm. Some other. It's some money involved. A lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. So do you think that they feel a particular way that he didn't win for them?
They didn't give him what he needed to win.
Because then they put that woman in charge of the whole team, didn't they?
Look here. We gonna save it for the show.
Okay.
Because don't get me on this.
All I know is Detroit Lighthouse.
We'll be here for another
Super Bowl special next week, either Saturday or Sunday, and you know who get the last word around Lisbeth. Hold on,
G.
Do a shot before we do the last.
Shout out to Dean Reed.
Shout out to Dean Reed. Shout out to Jimmy.
Shout out to
Sambone.
Sambone. Tequila.
Brianna. Brittany.
Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany. Is it Jimmy?
Yes.
The stuff.
And with that said,
what was it?
Hey, yo, what's up? Size T on the set. SVU out here on location. I want you to do something for me. I want you to eat good. I want you to drink good. And I want you to keep talking shit. All right? Champ, my people. For real, for real.
FLOM came correct, dog.